Hello, everyone, and welcome to another horrific review. Flea and I are back as we continue our look into horror anime with Death Note, episodes 7 to 12. An intelligent high school student goes on a secret crusade to eliminate criminals from the world after discovering a notebook capable of killing anyone whose name is written on it. Welcome back, Flea. Here we are again.
Pleasure to be here.
These are a lot of fun episodes. I really enjoyed this series. We were just talking before we went live there that when you're watching something for the second time, you definitely pick up on plot points that you missed. Like there's hints being dropped throughout this that you may not have realized. And then when you watch it again, you're like, oh, they're already telling us what's going to happen.
I love foreshadowing, especially when you don't know until like the second or third time you actually watch through something that they're actually like setting it up. Like the amount of work that's gone into this is incredible.
This is not in a rush. That's the thing as well. You don't feel like they're trying to cram everything in. This is taking its time to get there, and I don't mind that.
I agree with that. It's one of my problems with modern anime series is the fact that it's kind of like everything has to be shown and done in 12 episodes. So it's like a lot of modern anime tend up feeling rushed, and it feels like they've missed a lot out, especially if you've read like the source material it's based on, just because they've had to squeeze it into 12 episodes.
Do you think that's because of the nature of the business, they're not guaranteed to get a second season, or if they do, there's going to be such a long time that they don't want to take a chance on leaving anything
Yeah,
for a second season?
I think that is a lot to do with it. A lot of things you watch these days, it's almost like the last episode of the season has a. Normally now, the last episode of a season will end up with a slightly different ending that it should have in, say, like the manga or the novels it's based on, just so that in case it doesn't get a second series, there's a nice wind up to the story.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
they've done it with a few things this season, and it's like, well, there's so much stuff out there that how do you know that the thing that you've just animated is going to be as popular this time next year as it is this year?
no, that's fair enough. I like the idea. I like the idea of one and done. I like miniseries. To me, they're just an expanded movie, where maybe a movie isn't good enough to, tell the whole story. Where TV, episodal TV, yeah, that's okay if you're a child. You don't care, you sort of mental, you don't think about anything. TV series, run on for 7, 8, 9 seasons. I can't stand. Because by the like second or third season, they've already written themselves into a corner and they're just squeezed, milking it.
But that's original stories, though. You have to remember most of these are based on something that's come before. I mean, I'm going to use an example. Bleach.
Mm-hmm.
Bleach is 1,400 episodes long.
So my thing is, tell a snapshot, tell a particular. We need to do the Bleach movie, the live action one, and you can kind of see where they skipped about 4 volumes for the end part, where they
I've
could
never
have just
seen
wrapped up with the one storyline, and that would have been enough for the movie. And then if it had done well, then make another movie, and tell another bit of the storyline, and don't rush to tell the whole thing. Tell snapshots out of the universe. Dread's a good example of that. The Dread movie, the Carl Urban one. It was a case. I mean, they focused on one case. It wasn't necessarily
it told you every single thing you needed to know about that world.
But it didn't try to bring everything. Like the Stallone movie.
Yeah.
Tried to bring the block wars, for frick's sake, the robot things, that was a whole storyline itself. God flipping even the Janus project, they brought that into it. They brought God, what's Joseph Dredd's brother called?
Rico,
right. He was only in like one episode like one comic strip, and it was like that was it when he got back from the Mars penal colony.
Yeah.
That was it. But they made it entire. They tried to shove. That's an example of what anime does. Is they try to shove all the collected material into one thing, and that's where it can get a bit stuffed. This isn't doing that though. It's just taking its time and telling you.
This is why we like long. I don't mind. I don't mind slow stories as long as it actually does tell the story.
Yeah, and we're getting there. Though. So obviously the first episode, it's following on from the encounter from last time with Amine, Penber's wife, and basically how's he going to resolve this situation because he's in a bit of a pickle. She's not giving up.
I've got to be honest. This isn't one of my favorite. This isn't one of my favorite episodes because it's like I said, slow storytelling. This is too slow storytelling. This is the entire episode is something that could have been sorted out in 10 minutes.
Yeah. But at least I thought it might have done another episode. At least it didn't. At least it wrapped it up into one. I think what I was trying to bring across is Light didn't do a good thing. Penber was not a bad. Penber didn't deserve what happened to him.
No, he was. The guy was just doing his job.
And this is the god complex of Light that, shows the dark side of him. That he's anyone that dresses up their activities in righteous fury or whatever else is a hypocrite anyway. And it's just showing that hypocrisy. And I think that's more the no, as opposed to the actual scenario. I think that's what it's showing us.
He's a spoiled little boy stamping on ants.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he is for the hero of a piece. He's an absolutely unlikable person.
But would you regard him as a hero?
He's the hero of the piece. He's the right. Okay, let me word it differently. As the main character of the piece, he's a thoroughly unlikable person.
But that's only because we're seeing him unfiltered. We're seeing the behind the doors, to the world. He's popular. He's this. He's that. He can't put a foot wrong.
There is a scene in one of the later ones involving literature, which basically gives you the worldview of Light's character.
Mm-hmm.
More on that when we get there. Yeah. But it's just during this one. I think during 6, during episode 7, during episode 7, it just comes to the surface what like a smear of nastiness he is.
Yeah. And it's not for any righteous cause or anything else. He just wants to win. And he's somebody that's had it too easy in life.
Yeah.
It's not like he works and he studies, but it comes easy to him, so it's not a hassle.
It's just kind of, oh no, this person doesn't know who I am, but they might have figured something out about something I can do. They have to die. Really, she's no threat.
He made her a threat by getting involved with her.
That's
if he had back on reception in the previous episode and let her do her thing and not interacted with her.
Yeah. I mean, we've already worked out. We've already worked out in this that when Light meets his end, it's going to be his own doing.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's not gonna come and put a knife in the middle of his back in the middle of the night and kill him when he's not awake. He's gonna put his head into the noose himself.
Yeah, because it's that self-destructive tendency, It's never enough. No, yeah, I was frustrated with I kind of wanted this to come to a conclusion. I didn't want to just go around and plus that walk up the street,
Right,
the foot was taking forever, and the
right.
weird ways
Are
walking
you
behind her.
are you ready for some fan theories?
Go for it.
Right. Amane did not die. Because what it does not tell you in the book, what it doesn't tell you in anything, but the fans have decided this, yeah. Amani was pregnant with Pember's baby. And because of that, she could not die because the death note cannot take the life of an innocent. And killing her would have killed the child.
Ah,
So she's still out there somewhere. Because they was, I don't think they actually. I know they start an investigation because of her disappearance, but they never actually find a body.
no, we don't know what was written, or it was kind of left.
Hmm.
Oh well, yeah. The whole thing taken did spend a long time, but what I got out of it was more. It's not so much dealing with the Amane uh, situation. It was more revealing Light's nastiness. He's an evil person. The bit at the end when he reveals himself.
Yeah, there it's like the fact.
Kira.
It's like I'm so at which point the death note takes over. She won't remember that anyway.
Hmm. But the fact that it wasn't about self preservation. You
Yeah,
don't look like that.
no, he's just kind of, it was just kind of like it's like, ha ha, you fool! I am the person you are looking for. I am the one who killed your husband, and now I've killed you.
Yeah, that's far
I,
beyond.
he's the current top list of my anime characters I'd like to brick in the face. I really. It's a bit where like when the things that are going on in the background and L tells like the detectives someone's got to be at headquarters all the time, and then one of the detectives just walks past the two of them as Light is basically like signing a death note.
Mhm.
That's a jab too far. That is. I'm like this guy knows how to wind up his audience a little bit.
Yeah, but I think it's to remind you that Light is not a hero.
Mm.
Like
I wouldn't even.
we must remember that he is not like he's.
I can imagine he'd be like an anti-hero to a certain group.
Mhm.
I can imagine, it's like the downtrodden office worker whose boss is always shouting at it. It's like
But Light's not had that. Light has had everything easy. He's uh part of a well-to-do family, so to speak. His father's dedicated, as much as he can. He tries to spend time with the family. He's not abusive. He's not a drunkard. He's just dedicated. Um, he's everything that he needs, and everything in life comes too easy to him. He's one of them people that's just, naturally gifted at what he
yes.
does. So nothing's a challenge to him. So he'd already have a bit of a god complex, going on anyway. Complete narcissism, he's got that already in his system. The being handed the power of life and death has just revealed who he is.
I can't wait for his downfall. I know he's going to get one. Well, no, I do know he's going to get
Yeah, well,
I
like
do know he's going
I
to get
have seen
one.
this before, so it's
I
like,
know exactly what happens in the end of this. It's another one of those where you've got to be careful what you're saying, because if you say too much, you will give away far more than you mean to.
and obviously, yeah, I know people watching might have seen this before, but some people might not have. They might be following us along, watching the episodes and waiting for the review. Nice if you
I
jumped
do.
in the chat. If you
I
are
do.
sort of following us along and actually watching the series with us, as we review this. It'd be nice if you just joined in the chat and like let us know what you think, or if you
Oh,
come to this after the fact, jump in the comments where you think it's going to go, because that's part of the fun of doing these.
oh
Having
God, yeah.
theories and ideas, and
The
it does come right
series,
or doesn't
too.
come wrong.
It's one of the joys of things like that. The fact that you can like the fact that it's like if you're watching something together, you can like get together and you can do all your fan theories.
Mm-hmm. I've just an
So
idea for this.
I like it when Colin starts brewing theories about something I've already seen. And I just like sit there with a poker face, go,
Yeah, but that's that's the whole point of discussing uh film and stories, and that that's part of it. Where's it gonna go? What's gonna happen next? Were we right? Were we wrong? Did I miss something? Oh, I missed that bit. Shit, I picked that up wrong. That's that's all part of the fun of doing these sort of things. But yeah, Overcast, that episode where
I can understand why it's called Overcast, because it's like there is so much gloom in this episode.
Mhm.
I mean, it's there's stuff going around in the background between Elle and Elle and Light's father and the other detectives, but it's kind of like everything else is just kind of like pushed out the way and overcast by what's happening between Light and Amane.
Mhm. Who just wants justice for her husband.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
Understand.
in the back, you've got Rook just like laughing and chuckling because he knows exactly what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Well, the fact he knows her name, as well, and
Yeah, I love the bit where like he writes her up in the death note, and then he's walking along following her. Why is he following her?
that was a strange thing.
They said goodbye to each other already. He's like, oh, I wonder how she's going to die. I can't wait to see. Is he following her just to see how she's going to die?
That's what I mean. This is revealing.
It's
His character, and that's why it's not a pleasant episode to watch, because
I love the look on his face, the look of disbelief when he realized that she is using an alias and is therefore immune to his power. And he spends the rest of this episode trying to trick her into telling him her real name.
yeah. And once again, this is nothing to do with right or his crusade, or because effectively she is a force for good. If you think of it, if she's a competent detective, she's been part of Elle's team before. We find that out, and she's responsible for stopping crime. So therefore, in Light's moral code, so to speak, she should be fine. But because he's been perplexed that he can't stand the fact of somebody being intelligent or being able to outwit him, and that's part of the God complex he already has, he can't stand it, and he wants to end her just because he sees her more of a threat to his idea of godhood than actually being a physical threat. And that's what shows Light to be an absolute dickhead. He's horrible.
I mean, that's it. That's a terrible thing to say about divinity. It really that's it, isn't it? I mean, he's like, I've got this book. Now I am a god. No, he's not. He's not a god. He's like I say, he's a kid stamping on ants.
Mm-hmm. And plus, you meet any university student, like, they think passing exams is the entirety of the world. They're like 23, full of piss and vinegar, and think that's it. And then they don't understand that the world, that's only part of the journey. You know what I mean? You've actually got to get life experience. And that's his Light has no life experience whatsoever, apart from jumping through hoops from academics. That's nothing really to do with the real world.
I mean, he's yeah, life has been handed to him on a plate. I mean, it's like he's good looking, he's smart, he comes from a good family, he's been to a good school. Apparently, he's excels at sports, as we'll find out later.
Mm.
It's like he's kind of like the perfect son that every family wants. But what his family doesn't know is there's a massively twisted sadist in the background with a god complex.
Which that upbringing might bring out in someone. Because
I can't.
if you don't have to work for anything, you don't have to build anything. There's no struggle in life. Then you don't see the achievements. Look at Hollywood. Look at celebrities. You know, the second generation
Yeah.
children of celebrities that haven't had to earn anything in their life. Look at the messes
Oh,
they all
no,
are.
my dad was in this movie, so that means everybody's going to want me in their movies as well.
Yeah, but even just growing up, not having to do a job of, earn anything, no work ethic, no, look at the state of them. You see them, they're a complete mess. There's something of value of having to earn your way, actually building something yourself and having failure so that when you get the success, it means something. Light doesn't have that. He's never known failure. And that is dangerous. Just as dangerous as never succeeding.
Yeah, this is obvious the reason why you think he's going to win.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is no one out there who could possibly defeat him.
But Amani only died, or was marked for death because she could possibly beat him. She could possibly be smarter than him, and he can't stand that. And it's
No,
nothing to do with the case. It's nothing to do with right or wrong. At the end of the day,
it's
Amani
the fact
was somebody competent and a threat to his
I,
ego.
I I love his reaction when he comes up against someone who's got something over him or beats him at something.
Yeah, he
And I
can't
like the
stand it.
fact that I've got to be honest. It's like Rook is the best character in here because Rook is the one person who's not afraid to laugh at him or take the piss
Mm-hmm.
because Rook knows that there's nothing he can do. And if Rook wants to, he can just take that death note back off him.
No, he can't. The death note is bound. The Shinigami is bound to the human as long as they have the death note, unless they relinquish it and hand it over to someone else or they die. I'm reading all the thing. I actually wanted to start screenshotting and jotting them all down, all the rules. That could be an episode in itself, going through all the rules of the death note.
All the rules of the death note. It's like yeah, it's a loophole. Quick, put a rule in. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But it's that this episode. No, this episode made me. This episode made me grind my teeth. It really did.
It was meant to. We're not to fall into the trap of thinking that Light is a good character or his cause is
Yeah,
just.
this guy Light. He's going to make the world a better place by getting rid of criminality. He's going to destroy evil people until turn the world into a utopia by basically enslaving everyone who doesn't want to do as he said with the threat of death.
Yep. Or if they disagree with him or show him up in any way, which is always the way this goes with people like that.
He's a massive narcissist.
Mm-hmm.
The man's a massive narcissist. It's
dangerous people in the world. But yeah, that episode, that bit at the end just made me go, "Oh yeah, that's just reminds me."
Yeah, she's walking down the street, and as she's walking down the street, this ghostly image of a set of stairs leading up to a gallows just appears.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's the gloating. That's what got me. He had the gloat.
But did she die? No one knows.
I was just thinking, there's a segment, please, fan theories.
I know the answer to this fan theory. Actually, I can tell you it. Because as much as we say no, that's it. She survives. The actual guy who creates the Death Note himself posted on Twitter back when Twitter was Twitter that no, she does indeed die.
Yeah, I just didn't need to see it. Oh well, that's.
It's the fact that you didn't see it, and it's kind of like you're all there going like, yes, she needs to survive. She survives, and then she raises Penber's child.
Mm.
Then Penber's child.
But then this wouldn't be horror, would it? That's the point.
No, because it's kind of
what
like
an absolute piece of shit Light is.
The truth. Sorry, after you.
No, it's just saying you have to have that veneer removed of thinking what, oh, he might be a good person. No, he is not. And that episode proves it.
Mentioning flea sand theories has woken someone up, by the way.
Oh, he's alive. Don't give me ideas. I start doing weird stuff.
Oh no! But it's just, I think the most horrific aspect of horror in this, specifically in this episode, is the fact that you do not have control over the end of your life. You have no say in it. Whether it be like a death note, a speeding motorist, a maniac with a knife who you bump into in a dark alleyway.
But that's the human condition of...
That's proper existential horror right there.
Unless that's one of the things that I think horror tries to teach you as well, is to be at peace with that. And that's the whole point of living your life and try, not just taking life for granted, or B, just coasting. The whole point is we do not know when your ticket's going to get punched.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons I like existential horror, because existential horror strips away this cozy little illusion that we have about our lives.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, then we sort of see the fallout of this in the next episode, because they're still looking at this is where it all turned, was Pember's death. Penber was the most unnecessary death out of the whole series. I think that's the moral lesson we're being told. Penber was not a bad person. He wasn't corrupt. He was just doing his job. And in fact, he was going to remove Light from the suspect list. He was satisfied.
Penber didn't have to die. The only reason Penber had to die is for the same reason Manny had to die. Light's paranoia.
Mm-hmm. How dare they question me? My disguise is perfect. How would they even be able to see through it? That's complete narcissism. It's just like I said, Light is not a good character, and that's what I have to remember in this, is he's just the worst.
I've watched a lot of anime. I've seen a lot of monsters. Light could possibly be the worst of them.
And it's so subtly done. There's no gore and splatter and blood. That's what I love about this series. It doesn't have to rely on that.
And it's like they've given Light the perfect voice, because he can go through like being silky smooth, buttery, the nicest person you will ever meet, wouldn't hurt a fly, to the coldest, most sadistic serial killer you can imagine, in a single breath.
Mm-hmm. Which just shows us all an act, and this is really who he is. And was it his upbringing? No. Loads of people get brought up, in a good home and have opportunities. They don't turn out like that. What is it? That's the main question, is what goes wrong or what happens in somebody's brain. It doesn't matter about your environment. There's people brought up in absolutely disgusting, terrible environments and turn out to be absolute champions in the world.
Yeah, I'm going to say, I honestly think it's because, like I said before, it's like he's good looking, he's smart, all these other things. I also think people turning around and going like, "Oh my God, Light, you're so good at this. Oh my God, Light, you're amazing. Oh my God, Light, you're the top of the class again," has just twisted his ego into where he actually thinks it's true.
But aren't he doesn't? He
has no faults. Everyone else is beneath him. Even his family. Look how he's playing his dad.
And
his dad's like one of the chiefs of the police force.
And a leader. He's actually a proper leader.
Yeah. But Light is so far above them, he's forgotten what it's like to be one of them.
Or maybe he just never knew. This is somebody that's never faced failure. I think that's a big thing, is never having faced failure ever. And that's that's part of life's journey, isn't it? But yeah, he's broken, he's twisted, and this is you don't this is the chimp with a machine gun sort of, but maybe worse.
There's a character very similar to Light in Psychopath. You know, the kid who's top of the school, who walks
Mhm.
around with the baseball bat and the cap on, and everybody loves him, and then his best friend gets beaten up, and everybody's like, he carries a baseball bat. It's like he carries he wears a baseball cap. He uses rollerblades. Could it be him who did it? You know, everybody starts
Oh,
thinking he's
paranoia
like
agent.
paranoia agent.
Yep.
That's it. That's like sorry, paranoia agent. It's like the kid. Everybody starts to think he's it, and he goes off the rails in kind of the same way that Light seems to be going off the rails. I'm
Yeah,
expecting
because
Light
his
to have,
whole world just fell apart and
where did I
never
get
having
psycho?
encountered failure. Yeah. Good metaphor about
Very
moths.
similar
They
kind of
struggle
character.
mightily inside a cocoon to stretch open a tiny hole to emerge. If the hole's open for them, they are too weak to survive in nature. Yep. That's a fair one.
I like that one.
Yeah, you need struggle, you need adversity, not all the time, but you need to go on that journey because you can't appreciate success. And that's what I'm getting from this, especially these episodes, more so than the first one. This is showing his character and just what a dark, like evil individual he is.
It is. It's like the first 4 or 5 episodes. It's kind of like it starts off. And it's kind of like, you know what? This is kind of cool. Oh yeah, if I had a power like that, I'd do kind of like this, that, and the other. Then
That's
suddenly
what
it
we were
just comes.
talking about the whole time. The
Yeah,
first 6 episodes. If I had the Death Note, well, what I mean. You can watch anyone's watching that hasn't seen the first 6 episodes. You know what I mean. We were the same giddy. Oh, if I had the Death Note, blah blah blah.
and it's just kind of like you get to the end of episode. You get to episode 5, and all of a sudden it's like it just flips from positive to negative. And it's like instead of Light being this kind of almost like a paragon, an agent for good who's trying to like clean the world and make the world a good place. No, he's not. He's just some bloody dictator who's trying to take over. And anybody who says like, no, we don't want you, or dead then.
Or doesn't. I have encountered these people in the workplace over the years. Do you know the ones that want their arse kissed,
Yes.
right?
All too well.
And it's not even going against them. If you don't join in, trying to curry favor with that person, you're a target. Just by not, just being like, I want to get on and work here, and ignore it. If you don't play their game, oh fuck, they're coming after you. I have seen that loads of times, and it's that same thing. Why won't he bow down before me? And
He Light is just another petty dictator.
mhm.
The only difference between just another workplace dictator. Let's put it that way. But unlike the average workplace dictator, he's actually managed to sheer luck to get hold of something that allows him to back up his words.
Yeah, and that's the worst thing. It's ultimate power corrupts absolutely, that sort of thing.
But
But
he's turned down the greatest thing he could have because it would shorten his life, and he wants a long life when he is everyone's god.
mhm.
God, I want to punch him. Oh,
uh, but yeah, this then follows on. Basically, the task force is looking again at Pember's death, and they realize that he was the one that was used to kill the other FBI agents. They're starting to piece. They didn't know what's in the envelope. They know he had an envelope, and then they're sort of figuring out that he met Kira. This is the one with all the cameras, isn't it? Yep.
It
This
is.
is the one
Sorry,
that put all the cameras in the house, and
I'm doing a rook. I'm eating an apple. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, it's the one where it's like L turns around and says, "Right, there's two people. There's certain people I suspect, and to take them off the suspect list, I want to wiretap and like secret camera their houses. Oh, by the way, one of these is yours because I don't trust your son."
I was at there's a 5% chance, but that's enough.
Yes.
Once again, even Chief Yagami, he's like, yeah, do it.
Yeah, do it. But he's basically like he's kind of like, I've no reason not to allow you to do this because my son is innocent, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's one of them. Yeah, do it to get me off the list so we can focus on actually catching who this is. And that's, it just shows his dedication. That's a good character. That's Chief Yagami is a good character. He's the sort of person that you follow.
Yeah, this anime's got some great characters in it. Unfortunately, some of them they just kill off far too quickly.
But is that not part of the tragedy of this story? We're seeing competent, good people getting wiped out. If this was all just wiping out criminals, it wouldn't be much of a series. You know what I mean? It would get boring very quickly because
It's the exact opposite that you tend to find in other animation, where if you've got a smart, interesting character, that smart, interesting character is going to survive as long as the series is running. Where in this, you get a smart, interesting character comes in and gets maybe 1-2 episodes before they're completely wiped out.
But is this not the? I just can't. I can't help but think because of the pacing. This is a character study. This is a study of humanity and human nature. And I think that's what the journey we're meant to go along with this. Or maybe I'm thinking too deeply about it, but I don't think so because of the type of story that's been told here. It's not relying on flashy lights and action scenes and stuff. This is a study, and Light can't stand the thought of somebody being better than him. That's what it all boils down to. So, like most petty people, because at the end of the day, he is petty, and he's not going to be a good leader. Like, take the Death Note aside, he's somebody who's going to end up in the civil service. Like, he was already planning to join the police, but he's not going to be a squad leader. He's not going to be the type that inspires people because he's the type that would keep. Say somebody wanting to take their sergeant exam, if he sees somebody coming up that might be a threat to him, he'll quash their career. That's the sort of petty bureaucrat type that he is.
Oh yeah, I think totally. I think
unlike his father,
right,
he's actually the opposite of his father. If that makes sense.
His father's the leader. That's because his father has one thing that Light will never have as long as he lives: empathy.
Mm-hmm.
Everything and everyone is just a tool to him, where his father sees them as people, which is why he does all the stuff himself so that the others don't have to. But it's almost like this starts off being a power fantasy where it's like, hey, you're like a downtrodden office worker in Japan, or this guy's got a book that you would love, and then it just flicks over, and instead of being like the downtrodden office worker, Light all of a sudden now is the office chief who's waving his arms and slamming tables and screaming at people. Because that's the kind of character he's going to end up being. Because when he stops getting his own way, and he stops getting his way more often than he likes, he's still going to lose his rag.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when he'll make a mistake, and that's when he'll fall.
Yeah,
and he's going to fall a long way.
He'll beat himself. Yeah, that you can see even without the Death Note, you can see how this person's going to end up, and yeah,
he's basically, although it's done far more elegantly and with far more storytelling, he's the chief from Zone 100.
Yeah, I can see it.
It can be really nice, like I say, really nice, buttery smooth, nicest person you will ever meet when he needs to be. Great character. Brilliant characterization. Absolutely love it.
And we've all seen people that got so.
So I've never seen the anime of this before, but I have read the manga.
Mm-hmm. I think the anime is doing a decent job.
It's I recommend reading the manga as well. The manga does, in some places the manga does things in a slightly different way, but it's every bit as good and worth reading.
Oh, cool. Another one for the list.
No, it's available online if you know where to look.
I don't like reading stuff on screen.
Yeah, I have a problem.
I
don't know.
I sit on this computer long enough for this stuff without sitting to read. You know what I mean? If I'm going to read, I need to be away from the computer. I need to be in the living room. I need to just be.
Snuggle under the covers with a tablet. I'm slowly learning to make do with Kindle and things like that.
Mm.
No manga.
Nah, it's
oh no. Oh, start saving up. There's a complete box set of Death Note, but it's 105 quid.
That's not bad.
That's from Warstones, apparently.
All right, cool.
There are, however, cheaper options, depending on where you buy from.
Yeah, sounds. Box set sounds nice though.
It's a box set. I will never part with my Akira box set because it's just red and black and looks amazing. Just put it out there that I've got the Akira box set.
I've got it on my wish list.
It's worth wishing for. It's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
yes, but Horrific Tales Volume 4 Eldritch Terror is available now. If you want to help a good cause.
Congratulations on the 4. I haven't got mine yet because I have to go into Derby next week, and when I go into Derby, I'm going to go and order it from Waterstone.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it came together. It's a whole bunch of new people this time. It's a lot of new authors on board. So it's good to see some new voices.
Chris, I keep asking about the Horrific Tales box set.
Gotta get there first. 10 episodes or 10 volumes. I think would make a nice box set. But then again, that's down to, getting the right company and all that does all that stuff and logistics. That'll be something for the convention tables. Let's see how this year goes with the conventions.
Like one day soon. Pausing for thought.
No, I'm sorry, trying to click because it's going slow. Yeah, cool. That is something down the lots of things down the pipeline. I gotta get this. It'll not be 2026. But anyway, back to this. Am I on speaker?
You are on speaker?
Yeah, it's coming through. Whatever you click, could you unclick that?
Oh, me? I haven't clicked anything.
Something's because the voice is coming back to me.
I've no idea because I'm using my phone as a mic and nothing else. Let me try something. Hold on a second. I'm whistling.
Yeah, that's better. No, that's not.
How's that?
No, my voice is coming back to me.
I have no idea.
Oh,
let me hang on a minute. Let me just do that because I've got YouTube open as well. Is that any better?
That might be it. Yeah, YouTube's. No, is it? Have you got the? Yeah, there's an echo. It's coming from me.
The only other thing that's active here is what's it? My I've muted my headset microphone. Is that better?
1 2 1 2. No, I'm still coming back.
I have no idea. But it was. I haven't clicked anything.
That's strange. Oh well, good. We'll have to try and carry on. This stream might end early as I go absolutely insane from hearing my own voice.
It's a ghost in the machine.
Strange. So anyway, we're playing out the whole scene. Basically, there's cameras in the house, lights under continuous surveillance.
How he discovered somebody got into had been in his room absolutely blew me away. Because it's like, we all know about the trick of like putting a little piece of paper in your door so that when you open it comes down. But it's like, apparently it's like, yes, as well as this, I leave my door handle so it isn't quite up, so that I can, by 5 millimeters, so I can feel when someone's been in my room from the position of the door handle. Oh, and I put a lead from a retractable pencil in here so that if people don't know, it will snap it when it opens the door, if I don't remove it myself. And I'm like, what? It's like, yes, because I don't trust my family one bit.
It's very strange.
I'm like, what? I'm like, this boy he's not losing it, he's lost it. Maybe he never had it.
This is behavior that's been in place before the Death Note.
This is kind of like this is like extreme paranoia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This goes beyond, my family aren't going to find my collection of doggy magazines. More on that later.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of like this is like that Dick Tracy level crap. It really is. It's
No, he's like, definitely he's got issues.
He's in his last year of high school, so he's like what before his first year of college. So he's what 16? No, about
17 years. He's A level. He's basically second year A levels.
Yeah. So he's like, is it an 18-year-old kid? Yeah. Now, I haven't met a teenager yet that doesn't have like some small like kind of like inkling of paranoia or trust issues, things like that. But Jesus. Considering this like guy's grown up in what is essentially a perfect world.
But this is the whole nature versus nurture thing, isn't it?
Mm.
He's a broken individual. And it was going to manifest in some way. Like when he went out into the working world, this was all going to manifest in some shape or form. The Death Note just accelerated everything.
No, I think it'd have been exactly the same if the Death Note hadn't dropped into his lap.
Yeah, like I said, it just accelerated.
I don't think it killed as many people, but without a doubt, he would have managed to have found some crony somewhere to take Rook's place.
Hmm. Yeah, as I said, this just accelerated the whole process. He was on this path anyway. He's not a good person, and we're seeing that. The most hilarious thing in this is he buys a large bag of crisps and has an LCD TV on it, which is like ancient technology.
It's like, how did he get the TV into the crisp packet?
And place the crisp packet in the cupboard.
And then put the crisp packet down on his desk and open it up so that the LCD TV was in there and he could watch it while still removing crisps from.
Do you ever remember those LCD TVs being that good?
No, they were crap. I remember those little portable TVs. My brother had one. It was rubbish.
If you didn't have that aerial fully extended, like in the right place, like there's no way that was working.
It was like. He was just like, oh, But yes, I'm going to fool these people into thinking I'm doing my homework because I'm going to be doing my homework with my right hand while writing people's names in the death note with my left hand. So he's ambidextrous as well.
I will solve equations, and rule the world. Wahaha! I am God.
I can write Japanese with my left hand, and it's perfectly legible. I can't even write English with my right hand and make it legible. Jesus. It's just kind of like it was. It was oh so slightly comic in the way he did it.
But once again, I think it's a look inside his mind. He genuinely believes he's that clever.
The mind-boggling thing is the fact he actually got away with it.
But is this not the point of it's going to get to a point where he hangs himself? Because that's the whole point, is overconfidence.
I honestly think the highlight of the later episodes is just going to be seeing how close he comes to like falling off the edge of the cliff.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still convinced that this was supposed to be a comic episode, just for the simple of like what happens to Ryuk when he stops eating apples.
Yeah, basically like an addict. Can't
deal with that. Can't deal with that. My apples, man. I just can't face the world. That was strange. Yeah.
That's it. It wasn't bad because it's L knows there's something off about him. L sees himself in light. That's why he won't let it go.
Yeah, in a way, L is. I like the fact that L's name is L.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually, they're kind of like the exact opposite of each other, aren't they? It's like Light comes across as like being the smart guy who is kind of like he's kind of like applying himself, and L is just kind of like the smart guy who can't be bothered.
Yeah, well, that's all played out in this next episode of Counter.
Yes. That is. There's a lot of interesting things happen in Encounter.
The most interesting one is when Ryuk says, "I might write your name in my death note." That's a couple of times that's been mentioned.
I know he mentioned it in one of the first episodes, where he's like, in the end, when he's done, he'll write Light's name in his death note. And then it's like this is like either the second or the third time it's been mentioned. It's almost like we know what's going to happen, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I picked it up this time round that we're being nudged that this is a possibility.
I think I honestly feels like the kind of thing we're going to get reminded about right until the end of the series.
One thing I haven't mentioned, I'm just throwing that there. Can Light write Ryuk's name in his death note?
I don't know, because aren't Shinigami supposed to be like immune to death? Because they're gods of death after all. I mean, but I'm guessing he can't. Also,
I haven't seen that appear in the rules. I've been looking out for that just in case.
I can't remember if it's been mentioned or not.
I don't think it has or come up in conversation.
But yeah, Light just gets creepier and creepier in this. I honestly think he's going to get creepier and creepier until the end of the series.
Yeah, that's, I mean, we're seeing the progression of somebody with a god complex that's no challenges. And it's just going to progressively get worse because it's his own neuroticism is manifesting.
The guy is slowly losing his humanity.
As if he had it to begin with.
I think, which is a terrible thing.
But yeah, Elle still won't let it up. But eventually, they're satisfied. The cameras are removed, and Elle's finally going to sit the exams that have been studying all year for.
It's like we don't know how much time has passed, but the exams are upon us. Light turns up wearing a very, got to be honest, quite a snappy suit.
I did appreciate that.
It was a good sight. It was a good suit. Looked very sneaky. But then again, a lot of the students there were wearing good suits. And he's there.
A little crisper than most because he's completely relaxed.
Oh, of course. It's like but God has to wear the perfect suit with perfect creases. I mean, there's God wouldn't be seen in any other way. I love
even
the fact
times his walk.
Yeah, it's like I want to arrive at what is it? Someone's going, hey, you guys, there's only 10 minutes till the exams, and he's like, oh, I've timed my walk, so I'm going to arrive at the classroom 3 minutes before because I don't want to sit and wait. And Ryuk's like, what?
Yeah, Ryuk's just like, what's wrong with this guy?
What's wrong with the guy? Even I mean, Ryuk seems to be having like the time of his life. But have you noticed before, in the earlier episodes, he was just kind of laughing and chuckling over the sheer amount of death and chaos that was being caused. Now it's kind of like he's only really entertained by the things that cause light issue.
Yeah, because he's looking at like going, what is this creature? You know, what the hell?
It's kind of like, yeah, I'm tired of all these deaths, but this guy still has entertainment value.
That's actually important. Because the only reason Ryuk's there is he's bored.
He's bored. But yeah, I love the fact that it's like everybody turn over your papers and start now, whatever exam it is, 9:30 to 11 o'clock. And he just kind of like looks, flicks through the paper, shuts it down, looks at the answer sheet because they're all multiple answer questions, and the questions are in one booklet. The red and white one is the one that you write your answers on. And then basically when they come to check your answers, they've just got a sheet with cutouts in it and they put it over, and if they all match up, you pass. And he's there. You can almost see the skin of his neck twitch, almost as if someone is watching him.
Yeah, do you ever get that with somebody watching you or staring at you? You get that sort of prickly feeling?
Yes. Yeah, and he turns around, and behind him are the shadowy, unblinking eyes of Elle, who's totally got his shoes up, and his toes curled around the edge of his desk.
Yeah, but that's why the moderator shouted at him. That's what
you there, sit properly, which makes everybody look around. I've got to admit, I like that because it was something. I like that because it's like it's unexpected.
Elle is a bit like Columbo.
God, I hate that, but you're totally right. It's kind of like I kind of want to like Elle is like a deductive genius. I want to turn him into like a Sherlock Holmes kind of character, but no, all he needs is like a grotty trench coat, and he would totally be Columbo. Because then it's like I could have twisted it then to make Light Moriarty. And we'd have like Holmes and Moriarty working together.
There is a bit of that there, but this is more like Elle knows it's light. He just knew from instinct.
Yeah. Right. I think when Elle turns around and goes, yeah, there's a chance that Light could be Kira, but it's only like 5%. No, I think he's got it pretty cemented in his mind.
Yeah, he knows who, he sees it. He sees himself, and he sees the bad side of himself that he's come to terms with.
Yeah,
and
because
has to show off.
I think if you want to simplify this episode down into one sentence, it's keeping your enemies as close as you can.
Mm-hmm.
This is all about. Well, mind you, it works on both. It's kind of like L trying to get closer to light, and light trying to get close to L. Because there's a brilliance. It's either in this one or the next one, where they're basically like it cuts from like each side to from one side to the other, and they're like you hear them expressing their thoughts, and they're exactly the same thoughts, but the targets have been switched.
I think it's a split bench before he reveals himself. But another interesting thing is this is all being watched like a TV episode in the Shinigami world.
Yeah. I love it's like, where it's like I haven't seen many Shinigami about. Where are they? Oh, they're all watching in on Earth. Look again, eh? Yeah. I love the fact that it's kind of like what Ryuk is doing with light is basically like drawing more Shinigami. It could, if it escalated, it could have ended up like a war between the Shinigami users, kind of like Fate does.
But they're just looking at this going, this is something, you know what I mean? It's like they've never had the TV on, and now it's switched on. They've got a TV channel to watch.
Yeah, it's kind of like what we like. Why is he doing this? What's the purpose behind doing this? I mean, he could just be like sitting up here drinking and playing cards with the rest of us. Why put all this effort in on Earth? And it's like I love it in God, it might be the last one where he says like some of they're sitting around talking about it. It's like, oh, he's become some human's pet now. I love the way they're looking at it. I love the way it's kind of like, don't know why he's doing like that. It's just a massive ball ache. He'd just be better off kind of like sitting around here, being bored, wasting eternity, just like playing cards and drinking beer.
But is that not always the way? If somebody doesn't want to live that lifestyle, put it into the human world. The person just does the job, goes home, watches the soap operas, does nothing. They can't comprehend somebody who's creative, for example.
Yeah.
The same way as somebody who's creative needs to do something, can't comprehend somebody that's satisfied just doing that. Chalk and cheese. It's just that whole thing, isn't it? Being different.
Yeah. Yeah.
In his own world, Raye's different. They've already mentioned that he's always been different, and he always noticed because of that. Raye can't understand the rest of them, why they do what they do. They can't understand him.
Yeah. To be honest, though, Ryuk is probably he's probably Ryuk and Light's dad are probably the two most grounded characters in this entire story.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they are the I mean, it's like, right, Ryuk knows exactly what he wants. He's like Light's dad, exactly the same, even though he's kind of like a background character, right? Light knows what he wants, but doesn't seem to have control over it, which is why the slightest thing that he's like kind of like off, he's got a plan, and the slightest thing that doesn't adhere to that plan throws him into a panic.
Yeah, because he's mentally ill, he's psychotic. And then that psychosis is playing through. It's not a healthy plan, it's not a healthy outlook on life he has.
Like, oh, light, hurry up and jump off a tower block or something.
Nah, it'd be too easy.
So get the delusion that you can fly and jump off a tower block or something.
But it's interesting the way we have this now whole play between El and Light. El reveals himself.
Yeah, the greatest scene is where he's like, you Maggie-kun, I need to tell you something. Oh, what is that? Like Ryuichi-san or whatever his name is, because he's using the name of some famous pop idol.
Hmm.
And he's like, I'm L. That's it. He's just like, Eldest. I'm L. That's it. And it's like, you can see, it's like the cogs don't start turning, all the gears just kind of like shear themselves off in Light's head. That's the first, I think that's like the first time you actually see Light's facial expression flicker when he's in public. I mean, he's done his evil look and his panic look and his sadistic look and his happy look and his angry look all the time when he's on his own or not on camera. But this is the first time you've seen his face tremor when he's actually been in public.
Yeah, because it's genuine.
Yeah, L, meanwhile, totally blank canvas. Because he's like, L turns up, you look at the look on his face and you're like, yeah, no, that feels.
Is that not the whole master and apprentice thing?
Yeah.
L's the master, L's mastered himself. He's further along than Light. So has the advantage in that respect.
Does beg the question, what would happen if it had been L? Like, because they're obviously, they must be like the same age because they've gone to university together in the same class. But it's like, what would happen if L had found the Death Note instead of Light?
From what I've seen, I would imagine he would have given it back. It would be like Gandalf being offered the ring.
Do not offer me this, Frodo Baggins.
Basically,
I try and do good with it and totally muck it up. Or words to that effect.
But through me, the ring would do evil. Oh, don't start me quoting Lord of the Rings, for fuck's sake.
Oh, you'll be singing the Tom Bombadil song next morning. All together now. Hey doll, merry doll. Tom Bombadil. But it's just one of the, it's one of those things, because I think he would, because I don't think, right, if you think of it, an item that can literally kill anyone as long as you know their name and face. Think of the horrors you could do with that. How would you be able to control it? I don't think there's any way you could use it for good.
No, I would.
I think that's Light's delusion in the fact that it's like, I'm killing all these bad men, but yeah, you're killing all these bad men, but you're turning all these other people into like widows and widowers. You're orphaning children. You're taking away fathers, grandfathers, sons, brothers. None of that is good. None of that is good. But it's like, I mean, instead of just targeting like every single person out there who's fallen foul of the law, there are some real monsters out there, and he's just targeting everyone.
Yeah,
it's almost like it's almost like he's cutting grass. Every blade is the same. That's wrong.
That's what this show does brilliantly. Like I said, we got giddy at the start, and we were all playing along with it. If I had to do that, we'd do this, blah blah blah.
Oh, yeah. And then all of a sudden it kind of like. I think it's like during episode 5. I think it's like during like when Penber comes into it. Penber and his like fiance come into it. It's kind of like, that's when you begin to, the giddiness goes, the shine dies down, and you actually begin to like see the psychosis, see the delusion. It's like you see the Death Note as what it is. I think light is the second most evil creature in this anime, because Ryuk is the true villain. Because I just dropped my book and it happened to drop there. No. This is a guy who can live forever. This guy's been doing his research. This guy knows exactly what he was doing when he put the book there.
100%.
And now he's just prepared to sit there in a comfy chair with his legs crossed, a nice drink in one hand, an apple in the other, and watch the world burn. I've got to be honest, I like Ryuk. Ryuk is a much more likable character than Light. And L for that reason.
Yep. L
it's like
is the other side of the coin. That's the thing about this episode, Doubt, is we see the interaction between the two of them.
This is when you realize just how alike they are.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that's different between them is probably literally the way they've been brought up.
Yeah, but even
because
that,
it's like you learn that light comes from like the perfect family. He's never wanted. We say he's never wanted for anything, but it's quite obvious. It's like his parents have worked to give him the perfect upbringing. Yeah. Whereas when L walks out of the university wearing like his grubby sweatshirt and his cargo pants, a pair of like worn out Converse on his shoes, hair uncut, hanging down, probably really greasy, massive bags under his eyes, really, really pallid complexion. Slumps out the university, punched forward, straight into the back of a limousine, chauffeur driven.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like, it's almost like I think L is the opposite of Light, in the fact that L is the one who grew up in the perfect environment, never wanting anything because his family had the money to do that, whereas Light have had to work for it. So it's kind of like Light has seen the hardship behind it. He's seen his father work late hours. His mother probably works as well, unless she left her job to become a housewife. So it's just like that one little difference has made these people who they are.
But that theory would make L the villain. L should have turned out that way then.
I don't know.
Light should have had the appreciation for hard work.
There must be. There's something in
it's the eternal nature versus nurture question, isn't it?
Yeah. But it's kind of like it comes across that L is a natural genius, yeah. Whereas Light seems to have put the hours in for his talent. Thanks. It's like, thanks for supper. I'm going upstairs now. 6 o'clock. Sits in front of his PC. Does schoolwork for the next 5 hours.
I think Light does it because he thinks that's what's expected, and he doesn't know what else to do.
Could he be angry with life because of that? Oh, there's a question.
But that's what this thing's unpicking, isn't it? That's what we're discovering going along this journey. It's the character study.
It's something that anime does so well, because they're willing to take the time to do it.
It's like I said, it's the eternal nature versus nurture. Two people have essentially the same ability. Somewhere something's diverged, or Light's shown a different path to L as opposed to Light. The question, like you said, if L had the Death Note, what would it be?
I think L would have tried to do the same, but I don't think he'd have been as wholesale. I think that whereas Light is going to be like, I'm going to create a utopia where there is no evil, kills everyone. Light would be like, right, I'm going to create a utopia, but only specific people need to die.
More surgical.
Yeah, because it's like if people are dying through gun crime, you don't target the people who have the guns. You target the people who are dealing the guns. Because if you can't get hold of guns, where are you going to get your guns from in the first place? Looking at you, America. I just think he'd have been more surgical about it. But would he be able to keep control, or would he have eventually? I mean, it's like, it's another one of those questions. It's like, be more surgical, but in the end, because it's like, let's face it, people aren't nice. People aren't nice, whatever they say. It's like when he by taking out specific people, if he failed to like control the evil of the world that way, would he just start writing everyone's name in the book the same way as like?
There's every possibility, yeah. Yeah, that's something we could see happening. I think there's was it episode 3? Oh, broke him. That was too much of a deep thought. Are you back? Not got anything. I'll give me a second, but that is the question. What do you do if you have ultimate power? Episode. Oh, you're back, Cool.
I'm back. Sorry about that. My internet's having its annual bout out.
God, last night we were having all sorts of trouble.
My internet's to a company called Bigger Clear. They're lovely, right? They're trying to do everything they can, right? They've been and tried to sort it a million times, but there is something with the internet in the village I live in. Everyone suffers from it. It just drops randomly. Normally, either in the early evening or about this time.
All right. Okay.
I'll report it, and they'll send someone out to fix it again.
Yeah, it's obviously a deeper issue.
It's either that or the internet tried to stop me from like going off on a tangent. It'll never succeed. But yeah, it's kind of like it's really interesting. I think I've got to be honest. I think Encounter is my favorite episode so far. Just because it's like the first time that Light and Elle meet, and it's like you can see the battle of wills, the battle of intellect starting up and starting to form in the background.
Yeah, and this is where it plays out in Doubt. The next episode, where it's the two of them sort of getting each other, feeling each other out, and playing a game of 4D, 5D chess. You know, if I do this, they'll expect me to do this, so I can't do this. You know,
see, this is the scene I was talking about earlier, where they're just kind of like, it's like they're both literally having the same ideas, just the perspective has changed. I just because yes, if I do this, he's going to want that, but if I do that, he's going to know that I'm thinking this, so I need to think that, so that he's going to think I'm thinking this. And then like Elle's on the other side going, haha, he's going to expect me to ask this, so he's going to answer that. So if I ask him this instead, it'll force him to ask that. And it's like stereotypical Holmes versus Moriarty.
Yeah.
It's like it's two like deductive geniuses trying to outsmart each other, and I absolutely love that.
We'll see that played out with the whole thing. You know, the photographs with the message that Kira sent to Elle about gods of death love apples, and then Elle produces the fourth picture.
And Light almost blurts out, "Wait, but there's only 3 pictures," but he just manages to catch himself.
Mm-hmm.
But it's obvious there were only supposed to be 3 pictures. No, there were 4. You can see the vein pop out in his forehead almost.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like even though he's only met him once and he's only spoke to him a couple of times, Elle knows exactly how to wind him up, because it's exactly the same kind of thing that would wind Elle up himself.
Back to episode 3, I think it was. Yeah, I am also childish and don't like you lose.
Yes. Mm.
but Ale is
So
self-aware.
I think because it's like this. This is where this 6 kicked off for me again, with the interaction between Elle and Light.
I love the way it went. This, it's not going the traditional route of the end of season. They'll keep doing this cat and mouse game to the end of the season. They actually put them right in with each other, which sort of lets you know there's a lot going on here, and it's not going to go the way you think.
Absolutely, it's like they have a tennis match together, and the to and froing of the ball is like the knocking the ball to each other is like the to and froing of the to and froing of the ideas.
Mm-hmm.
The scene in the scene in the coffee shop. I get the feeling that coffee shop's going to be kind of like a pivotal scene somewhere. But it's clever. It is such clever writing.
The thing that throws this episode is Chief Yagami.
Yes, yeah. Because out of the blue, in the coffee shop, Light and Elle both have a phone call at the same time. Chief Yamagi's had a heart attack.
And that was unexpected. I thought this whole episode was just going to play out, I guess.
Yeah, and it's like wait, what? And it's like no, Light, you wouldn't, because even though he seems to think his children are so much lower than he is. So he seems to think his parents and his siblings are so much lower than he is. Surely he's not going to stoop so far that he's going to use his dad's life to win a few points.
Yeah, because there's no hatred there. So that would be dark.
I'd say he respects his dad. I mean, his father. His father is the entire reason why he wants to become an officer in the police himself. He wants to follow in his father's footsteps. But unfortunately, it's given him a really, really twisted sense of justice.
Mm-hmm. And his sister looks up to him, so there's no jealousy or hatred.
Look, it's like wow, and then it's like a massive scene of everybody rushing over to the hospital. When it's just it wasn't a heart attack. I just collapsed because it was exhaustion.
No, it wasn't a heart attack because he's or a mild coronary of some sort because he's busy working himself to death.
No, it's stress. It was caused by stress.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, man!
Stress is a killer.
It is indeed. Wow.
But even Raye is getting fed up with light shit.
Is this the beginning of the end, do you think? When the guy who actually gave you the death note in the first place for fun starts complaining about it, do you think it's like the beginning of the end?
Yeah, that's even he's like, you're heading for disaster. You need to get a grip of yourself.
And Light is typically like, no, I'm a god. I'm in control of this. You wouldn't understand.
To an actual god.
It's not like Luke is a god himself.
Yeah. And then this is where it just goes off the rails that we weren't expecting. We'll have this TV, we'll see the press. There's this message from Kira. And essentially the embassy is a TV station getting held hostage. It just completely changes again.
It's kind of, here's this videotape. Or here's a collection of videotapes. I know the name of you. I know the name of all your staff. And if you don't show these videos at this time on this date, I'm going to kill everyone. it's very like it's very unlight. It's like light doesn't really threaten people, does he?
No.
He's the kind of person who's like, right then, I am going to do this, this, and this. I'm going to make this. I'm going to using my death note. I'm going to make this person do that to this person to make them to do that to do a goal. He never does anything like. He always avoids getting his hands dirty as much as he can. It's like he always uses like other factors to kind of like take out the people he needs to take out.
Mm-hmm.
But this like is a complete flip flop of that. It's a complete change of tactic. Here it is now actually targeting specific individuals and letting them know to get what he needs to get done.
I like this episode.
It's really confusing when it happens, because it's kind of like you think you know what's happening, you think you know what's going on, and then all of a sudden, out of left field, boom, a ball hits you on the side of the head, and suddenly you know nothing.
Yep. But this is the whole radio station are not allowed to leave, they're not allowed to let anybody in. It's all in lockdown. These broadcasts have to go. Elle and Light both know it's somebody else, and they're still playing the cat and mouse game.
I love the fact that the cat and mouse game never lets up.
This is where normal, say a standard TV show would mess up, because they wouldn't be able to keep the two plot lines going.
Yep. It's like in the beginning, you would think it is indeed Light who's doing it, because you see like it briefly shows you a pair of binoculars, so you know that like Kira is obviously watching the television station. But it's like when they start putting the videos out, one of the police officers who's part of the investigation branch jumps into his car, runs out. Literally, the moment he gets out of his car, he falls over dead. At this point, I don't think Light's actually met the investigation branch, has he?
No, and he doesn't know who they all are.
So what's going on? Because we know for a fact he needs a name and he needs a face to kill, and someone he's never met. Also, everyone in the investigation branch has been given a fake ID to show to strangers with like a pseudonym.
Light.
Yeah.
The only person Light knows is his father.
Yeah.
Maybe one other, but that's that's it.
Which is why when his father has his heart attack, it's kind of like, oh crap, what the hell is going on? Because that's kind of like a step forward. That even though Light is kind of like an incredibly like black villain, an incredibly dark villain, better way of putting it, an incredibly dark villain, that's not a step that you think he would take, because he absolutely worships the ground his father walks on.
Mm-hmm. And part of his reason for ascending to godhood is to do what his father can't. Dish out justice in his own mind, but then again, because his mind's broken, it's coming out in a twisted way. But Elle twigs on very quickly that this is different, and tests Light as well to come to the same conclusion.
Which is great. I like the way how Light sees it as another test in which he could basically just like out himself as Kira. It's like damn, there's no way he can deny that there's like because what's it, they've never revealed to the public, including Light, because he's a member of the public, that Kira needs a face and a name to kill.
Mhm.
So if he releases that information, it would out him as knowing more than he actually should know.
But that's part of the game, isn't it, as well? Because Light has been given the files to review.
It's a fantastic game of cat and mouse. I am absolutely loving it.
And that's the thing why these episodes, it's taken its time to actually come into this. But once again, we see Chief Yagami as well. He's like in hospital watching this, and he can't sit back.
That's because he's a hero.
So he's
Remember, the definition of a hero is a person who rises to the occasion.
And I think with Chief Yagami, that's just built in him. He doesn't even think about it. He sees this happening, it has to be stopped.
Yeah, I'm saying the first thing is like when you've heard him speak about it, the first thing that's in his mind all the time is he wants to protect people. He wants to protect his teammate. He wants to protect his family. He wants to protect the guys who are in prison, who are like serving their sentences for the crime. They've already been punished. They don't need to be punished again.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I like the way he just gets the van, crashes through the window.
I like the way you don't even know it's him to start off with. It's like this van just crashes. The van just crashes through the window of the television station. The door opens. Yamagi gets out. He should have totally had a bandana and a shotgun, wearing a muscle vest, but he wasn't. Totally like something out of Die Hard.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Terminator. Yeah. Just goes in there, charges into the WhatsApp, charges into the studio. Charges into the studio, give me those tapes. If I give you these tapes, you were gonna die. We're gonna die. Like if you don't give me those tapes, you're gonna die anyway, in a non-menacing way, even though he has kind of got the gun points as he's got it.
Yeah, and there was 2 tapes. What was the ultimatum? It was El had to repeat himself.
Yeah, like L. Either L or the leader of the police force had to reveal themselves on television and die as atonement for saying bad things about Kira, more or less. And the police had to agree to work with Kira to bring justice to all the guilty people in the world. And if anybody tried to stop them, they were guilty, and the police had to help Kira take them out as well. It was basically a foot stomping. Do what I tell you to.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, for something coming from Kira, considering how we know how cold and calculated Kira is, it's incredibly childish. Definitely not the work of some genius.
But this is where they realize there's another wielder of the Death Note, or somebody who has all the abilities. And
that is such a... Sorry, I keep putting in. Sorry.
No, just there's another. They don't know it's a Death Note, so it's another person with abilities to do the same thing.
But they don't actually know the Death Note exists, do they?
Yeah, that's what I mean. They don't know. We are saying Death Note, but they don't.
Yeah, I think it's a power that Kira 1 and Kira 2 has. But it's like I love the fact that such a massive spanner has been thrown into the works.
Well, when you think of the length of the series, something I mean, there's has to be something in it to keep it going because it can't just be these two. This would get boring after a while. So we needed something else to be get thrown in there, and
Yeah,
this is perfect.
It's like there needs to be an antagonist to keep the story going. I would like when I was kind of hoping that Naomi, Pember's fiance, was going to be an antagonist because I really liked her character. But unfortunately she wasn't. She was just a bit part. Then Elle is the antagonist. But in order to find out more about the second Kira, the second Death Note user, Elle and Light basically agree to work together, which I think is brilliant. That is going to move the plot forward so much. It's also during this time that I realised that Elle is an insomniac, because I understand that calorific intake. It's like, whew,
Yeah,
half past 2 in the morning and I can't sleep. It's called for ice cream.
Yeah, I've been there. I just don't understand why Elle isn't my size.
I mean, worry a lot. He worries a lot, and all that worrying burns the calories. It's like, damn, it's like a triple scoop of, I don't know what it was. I'm hoping it was pistachio, like whatever. Everybody else is falling asleep. How do you stay awake when you're falling asleep and you need to work? Triple scoop of ice cream. Go on, get in there. It's just like this. It's just kind of like, it's almost like they say it's a story. It's all about cutting through the layers of the onion. This thing started putting more layers back. Which is, it's like, normally you're going through a story. As you go through the story will answer the questions. This is putting more questions on top of the questions you have. You think it's like, that this is doing this because, and then they put something else on that goes, no, think again.
Yep.
But it's at the end of this episode of Salt where we meet who is without a doubt the best girl.
Misa, yep.
Misa is lovely, although I wouldn't go within 10 miles of her because
she is ages as hell.
She is as psycho as you will find, and we love her for it.
She's giggling, I want to make Kira, he'll notice me now,
God,
doesn't matter whether people are dead or not,
Like, Kira has answered me. Oh, my dreams have come true. Yeah. Okay. It's like, okay, Misa, just here's a teddy bear. Just go and sit in the corner while I run away as quickly as I can.
So this takes us to the last episode of tonight. Love.
Misa.
What an absolute twisted. Like, you think Light is twisted?
Right.
Misa's something else.
Right. Light, as twisted as it is, has a reason for doing this. He has a goal. Misa is just doing it for the lols. She's doing it. She's doing it for kicks. It's like if Light has like psychotic tendencies, Misa is a true blue, dyed in the wool, full blown psychopath. She just does not care.
She would wipe out the entire city.
Yeah.
Just to get a date.
She's like the ultimate. As far as this is concerned, it's like we've talked about heroes and villains. Misa is like the super villain of this place. Because it's like there's another one of my old adages. It's like a hero will destroy the thing he loves to save the world. A villain will destroy the world to save the thing he loves. That is Misa. She will destroy the entire world if it means she can get in Kira's good books. Maybe get Snog. I don't know.
Or should happily wipe out like in a hospital.
Oh
Or
yeah,
a peck in the cheek. You know, that's
yeah.
But
She's
yeah,
great, isn't she?
Light and Elle are still playing 3D chess with each other. Light is now part of the investigation team,
Yeah.
and they're
In
both
the background, you just got Misa going, boop, dead, boop, dead.
yep.
Dead. Girlish giggle, dead.
This will come up with a plan for Kira to reply to the fake Kira.
I like the fact that Elle goes, we're going to make up a fake message from Kira to answer like this other Kira, and it's like Light. I'd like you to play the role of Kira, which is you kind of expect Light's face to do like somersaults, and he twitches slightly, but manages to keep his face perfectly flat. That guy's controlled. That guy's controlled.
This is a 37 episode series of Columbo. You know what I mean? Elle knows that he knows that he knows sort of that he is. And they're just waiting for confirmation. And this is still going on. Like, the pressure's not off. I love the scene where basically Misa replies as Kira.
It's like Misa is just too precious. She's not the kind of precious I want anything to do with. She's just so precious.
No, you look from a distance, like half a continent away.
Yeah. It's like another one of the old sayings: never put your dick in crazy.
Yeah. You don't want her to notice you.
It's like no. She. I mean, she looks. You've got to be honest. She's kind of like the way she laughs and the way she giggles. She comes across as like the airheaded girl next door kind of character.
Bubble-headed golf girl, you know, tee. No.
Damn. It's like when later on when you learn her past, you can understand why maybe she isn't quite as stable as you think she would be.
It was one incident and nothing actually happened here.
It's like let's get back to this. Like it's like Light and Elle compose their message, and they send it out, and Misa has a major squee fit over the fact that she's pretty much jumping up and down on her bed with her Shinigami, whose name is Lou. Rem. See, like Shinigami, it was like way more. Gotta be honest, way more frightening than Rook.
But also not as intense.
Yeah, I mean, Rook is kind of like he's kind of like he's scary. He's like
he's got that sort of look about him.
He's scary in kind of like a jump scare kind of way. It's like the first time he leapt onto the stage, you'd have a jump. But once you'd seen him a couple of times, the novelty would wear off. Rem is a proper horror. And I'm like, damn. Hey Rem, how do you kill a Shinigami? Giggle, snort.
Mm-hmm. God, Misa is scary.
She's scary because of her innocence. It's like giving like a 5-year-old kid a machine gun. It's like like they don't know what it is. They don't know what it does until they play with it and find out. It's like these stories you see where like you've got people have got firearms at home and one of their young kids has got hold of it and accidentally shot mum or dad or one of their siblings dead. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they've got in their hands. And I think this, like this, it's the same kind. I think Misa has that same kind of childish innocence, but she totally knows what she's got in her hands. She knows how to use it. She doesn't have the maturity.
There's something off, you know, like it's that whole bubble-headed giggly thing. Yeah, it's the fact that she does it in her private moments. Light has his persona for public, right? And we see who Light is. What makes Misa more frightening is the fact that in her private moments she's like this.
Yes. Misa is what's known as a yandere. Google it. You won't get arrested. It's like she's kind of like it's quite obvious that she's madly in love with Kira. And she will do anything to earn that love, including kill. It's like she's madly in love with Kira, and that love, in order to receive that love from him, she has no boundaries whatsoever.
Even though she's never met him, it's an idea.
Even though she's never met, she just says she's in love with him. He's so cool. I can't wait till they meet face to face. It's like, oh my god, when we meet, we can show each other our shinigamis. L wigs out.
Yeah, that was so hilarious.
That was so far out of left field. I never saw it coming. His reaction was funny, but it's kind of like after it stopped being funny, and after you look at it a bit longer, you've got to admit that's a pretty terrifying response.
Something never occurred to him that
it's like
gods of death existed.
Gods of death are real. Like you've got to admit, and it's like, what would you do? What would you do tomorrow if something happened in the world that proved that God exists? Can you imagine the chaos? 1,000,000 wars would break out.
Oh, world would go mad.
The world would burn in the name of God and not in the name of God. It's like I'm a religious kind of person. I don't mention it. The thought of actually someone turning around, opening the door tomorrow, and this guy standing there with a long beard and a white frock looks a bit like Alan. I always think God looks a bit like the artist Alan Moore. He's like Alan Moore standing there going, "Oh, by the way, I'm God." I would die of a fucking heart attack right there.
I think kicking it up.
Whoa!
Really? Doof.
Before I die.
That's for reality TV.
You dead.
That's for TikTok.
Like, will God please come to the die-doom?
Merely I have it all over you.
Yeah, but it's like that is the kind of reaction that L has. When it happens, it is so funny. I burst out laughing. His reaction is so funny. And then it's like afterwards you watch it, you're like, hang on a minute, this guy has just learned that pretty much a god exists in his reality. The fact that everybody else just kind of stands there, like including the police officer, just stands there and you're like, Shinigami, gods of death, okay.
So, is it a code? You know, there is this a
code? What special meaning does that have to L? If there is one. I love that. It's a totally random event, but it opens up so many questions and like alleyways. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, and the fact that Light gets revealed, oh wait, no, you don't have the eyes.
Yes.
That rattles him.
It is like it is such a good episode. It's a good episode, right? Up to a bit where till they receive they throw out like the fake communication from Kira, and Misa answers back, and then it just sort of made a good episode into a great episode because it reveals so much.
Now, I got taken slightly off track because the previous episode, the Shinigami King said he's going to look into this, and I thought he sent Ren to sort of deal with Raye or do something.
Oh, if he did, I might have missed that.
But he didn't, because then we get the story of Jealous.
Yes. That I've got to be honest, that is so good. There's a bit where Misa asks Ren, how did she get a second death note? And she says she took it off the body of a dead Shinigami. And he's like, she asked, how tell me how to kill a Shinigami. And he said, I've never killed one, but I have seen one die.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all about, get ready for this, a Shinigami who fell in love with a human. The only way to kill a Shinigami is to make them fall in love with a human. It's an awesome story, actually. But
it wasn't actually fall in love with a human. That was the thing. Jealous watched over Misa, it turns out.
Mm.
But what killed Jealous was that he actually used the death note for the wrong thing.
He used his death note to save a life.
Mm-hmm.
By taking another. But this is one of the things. It's almost mentioned in passing, the fact that when Jealous died, not only did Rem get his death book, but all of Jealous's remaining years were given to Misa.
Mm-hmm.
Which, because before we started streaming, I asked the question to Colin, how many years was Misa given, and how old is Misa? How long has Misa been alive? Because it's like she's obviously kind of not the full dozen upstairs. She's obviously got some serious mental problems. But it's are they because she always been like that, or are they because of what happened to her when Jealous saved their life, or simply because of the amount of time she's been alive? So I don't think their families are mentioned. So it's kind of you presume that their family isn't mentioned because all their family is dead.
But was this the first time Rem reveals why she gave Misa the death note?
Yes. She's Misa is technically responsible for Jealous's death. So having killed Jealous, it's kind of his death note goes to her. She came to Earth from the wherever the Shinigami live, deliberately to give Misa Jealous's death note.
But the question is, I don't know if it'll get revealed because I can't remember. Did Misa know that she has a Shinigami's lifespan before she made the deal for the eyes?
I have no idea. I don't think that's explained anywhere.
And the way it's come into existence, did Misa already have the death note and operating in her life? Or did she get the death note after?
I think Rem is the one who gave her the death note.
No, but I mean, you're talking about time scale.
Oh, I have.
Light have the death note first, then Misa got hers. Like you said, how old is Misa? We don't know.
I think timeline wise, I think Light got the death note first, because considering her personality, there is no way Misa would have kept out of the fun. Because it's you don't see an article in the newspaper going mysterious person remember, Kira Light didn't pick Kira as his name. It's a name they used in the newspapers.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a transliteration of killer.
Mm-hmm.
A mysterious killer. And it's kind you don't just like read like an article in a newspaper and go like, oh my god, do you know what? I am so on to this guy at this moment. Wow, that is amazing. It's going to take time. She's obviously she's been reading about what he's been doing, and she's getting more excited, and like more attached to the character that is to like the entity that is Kira. That if she'd have had a death note, I think she'd have joined in straight away.
So I think that answers the question that you asked. How long has Misa had the death note?
Mm.
And
no. It's how long has she lived is my question. But it's like right. Back to Jealous. Jealous was watching this girl. Jealous intervened when the girl he was watching, I think was about to be killed by some stalkery guy with a knife. She was about to be murdered in the street, and he killed the murderer because, of course, he's got Shinigami eyes, so he can see the guy's name. So he just writes his name and kills him there and then. And it's like his remaining life goes to his remaining years go to the girl he saved. We don't find out until towards the end of the episode, Love, that the girl he saved was Misa. So I'm thinking, like, does she like she makes the deal for half of her remaining life for the Shinigami eyes?
But
the question
I don't
is,
think she knew she had extended life.
Yeah, no, yeah, but it's obvious. It's obvious that but it's obvious that Rem tells her that. Rem tells her the entire story, including the fact that the years go on to her.
But
yeah,
the deal's already made.
Did she make the deal before then? Because my question is, did she make the deal because she's got like a stupid amount of years left to live? It's like she's it could be. I don't think it is.
I don't think that's what happened.
Because it's like, if you look at the background in the background of when Jealous saves Misa, the background's contemporary. It's a background that it could be today. It could be anything up to
A year.
30, 40 years into the past. It's just like a wall, concrete, paving slabs, street light. Like found all over the world for the past.
Misa in the shadows, so you don't know how old she is.
Yeah, but it's like you only see her from the back. You don't see her face. You don't see how old she is.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just kind of like, if that was like, let's push it to the limit. If that was 40 years ago, yeah, and she hasn't aged in that time because she's got like Shinigami's half of Shinigami's lifespan, however long that is, right? Did she make the deal for Shinigami eyes because she's lived so long, or did she not care?
I don't think she cared. I think because of her
just do it for fun. I've got to be honest. She's she is, of all the psychotics that are out there in anime, Misa is one of my favorites because it's like she
threw her life away to get the Shinigami eyes so she can meet Kira.
Yeah, she's the kind of girl who'd throw herself into a shark's mouth just to feel what a shark bite feels like. Or stick her hand in like fire just to feel what having like a serious burn. It's almost like she's got no morals apart from the ones that exist in her own head. She's got fantastic personality, cheerful, bubbly, wisecracking. She's lovely. She's just kind of like
she would also massacre you and your entire family on a whim. So
she's got the morals and the person. She's got the morals of a haunted chainsaw. It's like she could be one of the evilest villains in anime, but she doesn't know it.
And it wouldn't faze her.
That's why I love her character so much.
Yep, that's prop. Light and L are two forces of order.
Yeah.
Misa is
that's it. Right, that's it. We've got lawful. Lawful is L. Lawful, without a doubt, is L. I actually think light is neutral because he has no feelings either way. Misa is chaos. She's chaos unbound.
No, I
She
think
is.
Light and L are two forces, they're two sides of the same coin, they're the same person, but the two contrasting ideas of what order is.
I've got to be honest.
Misa is chaos. I think there's no
I've got to be honest. It's got nothing to do with blonde twin tails. Yeah, but I'm on Misa's side. It's going to be a hell of a ride.
Yeah, this is the big huge spanner. It's just the whole game has changed.
I love the fact that the writer of Death Note was prepared to take such a massive risk by adding such a chaotic character to Misa into the story. Because I'm not going to say anything, but roller coaster, what a roller coaster!
Mm-hmm.
She made like I knew she shouldn't because she's evil. I know she shouldn't be because she's got no morals whatsoever. I know she shouldn't because she's like a terrible, terrible person. But she makes me smile.
I think it's the extra element. This, like I said, this game could drag on for too long, and the story will get stale. This is something getting thrown in there just to shake it all up.
It does such a great job.
Light and L working together could probably defeat her, but because Light and L are working against each other at the same time, that's what's going to make it interesting.
I agree with that. Oh yeah, I agree with that. It's like at the moment, it's kind of because it's like Light and L are each other's greatest allies at the same time as being each other's greatest enemies, and that is so gonna get in the way of Misa. Misa is so gonna get in the way of that, especially if Light decides to turn against Misa, because I can just imagine. You can imagine what's going to happen if you have a girl who is as high strung and off the rails as her, and the person who she is absolutely smitten with turns around and says no.
Yep.
That is Yandere to a T. She is like madly in love with the guy. She will absolutely kill anyone who gets in her way, including him.
Yep.
if he gets in the way of her love, she will probably like kill him and then pickle him in formaldehyde and keep him under the bed. So that she can love him forever. Yandere, some of the best villainesses in anime without a doubt, and I will stake my reputation on that.
No, I can see it. It's just it's frightening. It is a frightening thought.
Yeah, she's brilliant. She's great.
But there you go. Yeah, that was a good point. That was a good episode actually. To sort of stop for the next bit.
I am so looking forward to the next ones.
And I think I picked the right thumbnail for the next one. I've already got the episode scheduled. I didn't even plan that.
I had a bit of a panic attack because I totally misread that when it popped up, and I actually thought, well, we weren't doing this week until you sent me the notes and stuff over on Friday, and I was like, oh shit! So guess what I was doing most of last night and this afternoon,
getting caught up.
Getting caught up.
I had to do this all on what day is today? Sunday.
Today is a Sunday.
I've lost track. Yeah, that's the problem with being off and stuff. The whole routine. I had to do this all on Friday to be ready because the third stream is 2 days. But yeah, this is gonna be fun. Looking forward to the next one. Let's see how this plays out.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be. I honestly think it's like, as much as I like the L arc up until like they basically joined. I actually think like the Misa arc is my favorite in this.
It just throw something. It just throws a spanner into the whole thing and brings chaos.
It's like that. This is quite a serious plot. Serious plots need to have like a little bit of lightness put into them, even if that lightness is someone who's like I say, has the morals of a haunted chainsaw.
Mhm. I like that phrase.
Can you imagine her with a chainsaw?
Well, there you go. On that note, thanks as always, Liam, having fun with us.
Oh, my pleasure.
Looking forward to the next one, and thanks for everyone for turning up and watching. Great to have you on board. I just
Watch Death.
yes, definitely come on board, watch this, and join in the journey. It's a lot of fun to talk about. But there you go. Until next time, keep up to date with the channel, do the type of clicky things, and remember to keep it creepy, keep it horrific.